Now we are discussing about planar graph and non-planar graph example. So in this example two, check whether the check whether the graph K23 is planar or not. K23 is planar or not. So we are K23 is the K is the complete K is the K23 K is the complete graph. A complete graph means each vertex we have an edge and the remaining all vertices in the graph. So it is called complete graph. And next K2 is the uh, section A, and 3 is the section B. That is called, simply we can say that part A, section part A, part B, part A, part A, part B vertices. That, like here you see that K23 here draw the graph. So first you draw the vertexes. V section 1 V1 and V1 vertex and V2 vertex is the part 1 and part 1 section, and V3, that is called this one, V3 and V4 and V5, and there are three vertices, two means two vertices, right? 2 means part 1 section, and 3 means second row, part B or part 2, part A, part B, part A first section, second section part B vertices in the lines. So first you draw the all the complete graph means vertex V1 to all remaining part B edges are established. So that, like V1 to V3, V1 to V4, V1 to V5, and V2 to V3, and V2 to V4, and V2 to V5 to establish the all vertices to connected. This is also called bipartite graph. Is bipartite is the also the that one. So right, this graph is showing the non-planar graph. What is the non-planar graph? A non-planar graph, it can be drawn with crossing wedges, with crossing edges. So it is like non-planar graph. So non-planar graph because of it crossing edges, like several edges are crossing edges. It is shown the non-planar graph, right? In other way, to convert the vertex, to convert the graph to another way, V1 to establish the another way of graph, V1, V2 and V3 and V4 and V5, to establish that graph is here V1 to V3, V1 to V4, V1 to V5. So no crossing edges, it is correct way, right? And also next V2 is established, the V5 is correct, and V2 to V3 is V2 to V3 is crossing edge. No. So and V2 to V4 crossing edges. So that's why we draw the another way. Instead of the V2 to V3, instead of the line is V2 to outer edge is this like V2 to V3 outer edge, and also V2 to V4 is crossing edges. So instead of V2 to V4, this like this is called graph. It is no crossing, it is no crossing edges, it is a planar graph. Planar graph means it is a graph, it is a graph G. It can be drawn without any crossing edges. Without any crossing edges is called planar graph. So non-planar graph to planar graph. Check whether the graph is K23 is the planar or not. So this example is non-planar to planar graph. This is the example. And second example is the, and third example is example 3 K33. K33. So first K33. First you say that V1, vertex 1, vertex 2, vertex 3 is right, that one. And first one is the first set and part A and part B. So first part of vertex 1, vertex 2, vertex 3. Second part of 3 and vertex 4 and vertex 5, vertex 6. This second part of vertices. These are the established the complete graph means vertex 1 to remaining all vertices establish the edges part A and part B. Part A vertex 1 to establish the part B vertices are in the all vertices established. So that's why that's way one vertex 1 to V1 to V4, V1 to V5, V1 to V6, and V2 to V4, and V2 to V5, V2 to V6, V26, and V3 to V4, V2 to V5, V2 to V6. And this so many several edges are there, so many vertices are there, so many edges are there. So several edges are crossing in the lines of crossing. So V1 to V6 is the crossing edges, V3 to V4 and V3 to V5, and so on. V2 to V4 crossing edges, V1 to V5 and V1 to V6 is the crossing edges. So it is a non-planar graph. So it convert to the establish the in another way of V1, V2 and V3, V4, V5 and V6. So it is another way. V1 is the V1 to V1 to establish the edge. V1 to V4, V1 to V5, V1 to V6 establish the edge, and the second edge is the V2 vertex 2 and V2 to V4 crossing edge, and V2 to V5 crossing edges, and V2 to V6 is edge, and next third one is the V2 to V3 edges is, and V3 to V5 crossing edges, and V3 to V4 crossing edges. So remaining edges are V2 to establish the V4. So another way is the established edge is V2 to V4, and V2 to V5 also edges to connect, right. Next V2 5 and V2 to V4 and V2 to V6. And next one is the V2 3 to V6 and V3 to V5 and V3 to V4 is crossing. So instead of V3 to V4. So here crossing edges, here crossing edge, here crossing edges. So it is crossing means it is drawn non-planar graph. It is a non-planar graph. So what is non-planar graph? It is drawn with any crossing edges is called non-planar graph. So here this graph is called non-planar graph. Right. Thank you.